Okay, many years ago, mother was feeling fabulous, sexy, and was very, very single. Yes, which was hot. I was cute. I was thin. Wish I had a picture to show you because the bitch was fly. I was fucking cute, and I was single. And I was headed to Atlanta for their Labor Day Pride for the whole week. There's a group of girls called the Girls in the Night, I think. They throw festivities for the entire week of Labor Day, week. And that's the Black Pride in Atlanta is Labor Day. So they hold things a whole week, leading up to Labor Day. So I was there. And I was out there feeling fabulous, and I was cute. I was young and stupid. It's great. Young, dumb, and full of cum. That's how it happens. Okay. So I take my happy, young, dumb, full of cum ass out there. And during one of the festivities, I met someone. Very attractive young woman. When I met her, she had this, like, big curly afro. Her clothes they were loose on her. It had, I don't want to say baggy because they wasn't sloppy, but they had, they were loose on her. And we had just such a great rapport, and just, for all of the 2 or 3 hours that we were talking, and the conversation leads up to, the end of the night, and what are we going to do with the end of our evening? So it's like, okay, well, why don't, you come back to the hotel with me? I had a room. She came back. Obviously, things were going to transpire. As things are kicking off, we're kissing. Not bad. Good to go. I noticed that she's holding me, and I noticed she's a bit smaller than I realized with the loose fitting clothing. So then later on, things are getting a little bit more heated, and she's rubbing on me, and I'm realizing this bitch is stabbing me in the thigh with her hip. Okay, I'm like, okay, maybe if I readjust, we can work around it. Now realizing she's poking and prodding, and I'm like, hold on, something's going horribly wrong. That quickly changes because she quickly gets, I don't know if she realized she was fucking up or what, but she changes up, and then she starts to try to fix it. You know what I mean? She's trying to fix it. And that went all types of wrong. There was teeth involved. No rhythm. It was a hot mess. It was a hot ass mess. Now, pumpkins, I'm gonna sidestep for a second. If you are having bad sex with anybody at any time, I'm sorry. I'm going to suggest that you cease and desist. What is going to happen is you're gonna have to make a decision, and it's one or two things you're gonna have to do. One of two things. You were either gonna have to stop this person and tell them to get the fuck up and get off you, because you just can't tolerate it, or B, tell them to stop and teach them to what they're doing. Now, I am not a person who needs nor gives instructions, but some people require that extra incentive. And I just don't have the patience to be trying to tell you what the fucking do. We grown folks. If you ain't figured it out by the time you showed up at this doorstep, you fucked up. Sex with me is like American Idol, and I am Simon. It is lights, camera, and action. If you ain't ready, you don't get a retake of this. You got to go. Some of y'all are like Paula Abdul. Just let the baby through. Let the baby through. I don't have the patience for that bullshit. At the same time, though, at any given time, somebody can snap on Simon and be like, fuck you and fuck American Idol. I'm the shit. Well, you can believe that, but just keep your shit pushing. But if you're not a strong enough person to be prepared, for the, diversities that's going to come about when you say this shit, you might just want to be a bitch that sticks to giving instructions. Which one do you think mother did? I couldn't take it. And I was young, and I never had to say this to someone before. So, there came a point where she moved, and I said, and I said, I can't remember the words, but it was something like, this isn't working. or this isn't gonna work. And she popped her head up. She looked at me. She said, "Excuse me." And as soon as she brought her head up, I rolled my black ass over. And I was like, yeah. And shit, I could feel her staring at me like, "Did you really just tell me this ain't working?" And I'm like, oh, God, bitch, just get up and go. Just save your pride, bitch. Just get up and go. So she, like, slides off to the side of the bed, and she's sitting there, and she looks over at me. And it could have been but for 30 seconds, but it felt like for fucking ever. And she said, "Do you want me to leave?" And my slick ass, I'm nervous as shit. My slick ass, I mumble, "Could you lock the door when you leave? Could you make sure the door's on slam lock when you leave?" Let me tell you how this bitch weighed about 30 fucking pounds. This bony bitch started to pick her shit up as she was leaving my room and curse me out. "Fuck you, you nasty bitch. You hoe, you just met me. You was gonna fuck me and blah, 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 blah. And fuck you, you ain't this, that, and that." She went off all while picking up her little bitty shit, her too big ass clothing, and walking out the door. And I kept thinking, please don't let this bitch hit me in the head. Because she's so mad. So she leaves, boom, boom, boom. The door closes. I, wait about 30 seconds, run to the door, put the chain on it and shit. And I'm thinking, what if I see this bitch at the party? And she tried to put me on blast. Like, that hoe, I was gonna fuck that hoe when I met her and boo, 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 boo. And then I started thinking, well, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Run around and tell people you almost fucked me when you was gonna fuck me when that night that we hooked up? So, you did, because you lame. So go ahead. I know you ain't gonna come out your mouth, "I almost fucked that bitch." You're almost dead, but you're slacking. But I wasn't prepared. I wanted to be a diva about my shit. I was young. I wanted to be a diva about my shit. Just be like, "Bitch, get up. That's right. Move." And she's supposed to get up and take a tail between her legs. But this bitch went buck wild on me and got mad about this shit. So you gotta be sure about your shit. So be sure when you encounter some wrong coochies, you know how you gonna approach it. And that's the only two options you have, pumpkins. Two, you're always gonna have to stop it. But two, you're either gonna teach or tell somebody to get the fuck up. You can't be sitting around there dicking around and to the left, to the right, because that shit might fuck around. I can't do it. It might fuck around and last for 4 hours. I gotta get up in the morning. No, 3, 4 hours. You know how many orgasms a person can have in 3 to 4 hours? Me trying to teach you something? No, 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 ma'am. No, ma'am. If you don't know what you're doing, get the hell up off me. Now, some of y'all are into that direction, giving or receiving. I, I can't tolerate it. It works on my nerves. But if you know something else to do during bad sex, some other way to work it out, to make it pop, put it down there. I need to know. Well, I don't need to know because my sex life is fabulous. Yes, it is. Don't come this way, I'll punch you up in your mouth. I'll punch you straight up in your mouth. But everything's great on this side of this ship. Pumpkins, you wanted to know how mother deals, or what mother's advice was towards having sex with somebody and then going horribly wrong. That's the best I can do for you. You got one or two choices. Teach it, get the fuck up. Teach it where the door is. We already know my stance. Anything else?